Listen, if you own an RV, are thinking about owning an RV, or want to own an RV in the future, I want you to have a great experience with your RV. And there is something that you need to do from day one when you go to pick up your RV that I think a lot of people overlook. And I'm going to show you exactly why this is so important. So let's go. My first time camping in this, probably already past age and check. So I am here in my RV getting ready to go on a trip. I'm driving this all the way from Texas to North Carolina for an RV show. This is the second trip I am taking it on. And before I went on my first trip, I noticed an issue that I need to address and fix up on the roof, which is what I'm gonna get at. From day one, you need to go and check the roof on your RV. This is your RV, it is your possession, you own it, and it is your responsibility to take care of it from the second that you drive it off the lot. It is your responsibility to take care of things. And I know we can sit and we can talk about how, you know, we wish that RV manufacturers or RV dealerships were better at this, that, or the other. But at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to take care of this thing once it is your possession and once you own it. So I got up on my roof right away and I found this. So up here on my roof, this is a brand new 2025 RV. And you can see here on the sealant there, that is a little hole that definitely can let moisture in. Now let me address some things real quick, because first of all, when I bought this camper, I broke one of my rules, which would be to check the roof before you take it home. I actually did not do that, and I don't know why I didn't, but part of the reason was I took delivery of this RV, meaning I picked it up on Christmas Eve, and that was not an ideal situation for me. It's certainly not what I would have preferred, but I was in Colorado at the time, and I was leaving back home to Texas on the 26th. The RV dealership was closed on the 25th, obviously, and I didn't have time to pick it up on the 26th and drive it home for stuff I had to be home for. So I picked it up on New Year's Eve, and I did not want to keep the people there longer than they needed to be. And so I really went through the process of picking it up pretty quickly, which I would not advise doing. The only reason I felt comfortable doing it is just because of my experience around RVs and my willingness to deal with the consequences of that if they occur. So that being said, certainly should have checked this on and from day one. Had I done that, I certainly could have asked the dealership to address this there on the spot and would have done so without a doubt. And that would have been just fine. However, now that I've taken this thing home and now it's in my possession, I own it, it is not the dealership's responsibility anymore, because now there is no way for me to verify to the dealership, to the manufacturer, anything like that, that this occurred prior to me taking possession of the RV. If I want to try to get this covered under warranty, if I expect the dealership to take care of it, any of those things, the honest truth is you can feel however you want to feel about it. It doesn't really matter. The fact of the matter is it's not going to get covered under warranty, because undoubtedly they are going to say, well, we have no way to verify that this didn't happen after you drove it home, and it could have been a result of how you were driving, or a various amount of different options. You could have came up here and punctured that hole yourself, for all we know. That's what they're going to say, and they're not going to cover it under warranty, which I wouldn't even expect them to. I mean, it's such a simple thing. I don't have any problem getting up here and fixing it myself. And honestly, if you are just looking for a maintenance-free, hassle-free ownership experience with an item, don't buy an RV. You're not an RV owner. You're not meant to be an RV owner. And that's just the honest truth. I say that because I have met quite a few people in my time covering RVs, selling RVs, being in this industry, where I just look at people and I'm like, they're honestly just, you're not cut out to be somebody that travels in an RV. You're just really not. You're more of a hotel person, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. This is the honest truth. What I hate to see more than anything else is when people purchase an RV and they don't have level expectations for what comes with RVing, and then they just absolutely, you know, destroy the entire RVing community online with their comments and stuff that they share online about their RVing experience. That is simply a result of them just not being the type of person that should be owning an RV. That's just the honest truth. So that being said, I'm just making this video for you to have level expectations of what is to be expected and is going to happen when you own RVs. Stuff like this is going to happen. If you aren't willing to get up here, if you're not willing to fix it yourself, if you're not willing to do some research online to understand how to fix things, or if you're not willing to be patient to take it into a dealership, let them take however long it may take for them to fix it themselves, which oftentimes might be some time, because you're not just going to get to show up at a dealership and hop right in the front of the line most often and get your issue taken care of first. There's going to be other RVs that are already there waiting to get taken care of in front of yours. So if you aren't willing to do this stuff yourself or be without your RV for periods of time, then you probably shouldn't buy an RV. That's just the honest truth. As for me, I don't mind fixing this stuff. I don't mind taking time to learn how to fix this stuff. And this video here, I'm not going to do like a how-to on how to address an issue like this, because this is my first time doing it. I'm leaving for this trip today, so I'm just going to do a quick patch on this to make sure, to the best of my abilities, that it doesn't leak while I'm driving on this trip. And then once I get there, I'm going to do more research on how to properly fix this with the die-core self-leveling solution, which I have, because I'm not going to use that now because I don't have time for it to cure and dry and stuff like that. So this is not going to be a how to fix this issue. This is just going to be to let you know this is something you need to take care of on your RV. I will get up here and check my roof on my RV every single time I go to take it on a trip. Every time before I leave on a trip and every time before I go home, I will get up on my roof and check it. And if anything ever happens up here on the roof, I am fully in the understanding that it is my fault. If a roof leak happens, it is because I was not getting up here and checking the roof often enough. And that is just the honest truth of what goes into RVing. Like, it's not going to be anybody else's fault if I have a roof leak. Nobody's going to come to bail me out and save me if severe water damage happens on this RV because I didn't come up here and check the seals on the roof often enough. So I want you guys to have a great experience RVing with your RVs, and I want you guys to go into RVing having level expectations for what comes with being an RV owner, so that you aren't blindsided with stuff like this, or blindsided with having a serious major roof leak and then figuring out that it's going to cost $10,000 to fix your roof and no one's going to pay for it. Because that's just what happens to a lot of people, and it's sad, it's unfortunate, but a lot of it is preventable. Almost all of it is preventable if you are just a responsible RV owner. So get up on your roofs, check them as often as you possibly can, and check them from day one so that you can prevent issues from happening in your RV. And I'd be curious to know if you're willing to share if you've had any, problems or issues that might have happened with your roof on your RV that were preventable, or any good advice or tips that you have if you're an RVer and have been RVing for a while. Any good advice or tips for just RV roof maintenance as well. Add that down below in the comments for the people watching, even for myself included. This is my first time owning my own RV, so a lot of this stuff I am just in the midst of learning myself. So if you are really experienced with this, or have come across things that you think you could lend some helpful advice, add that down below in the comments as well, to help people like myself out and everybody else down there that will be reading them. And that's all I got for this video. Also, added onto that, check your tire pressure too. Blowouts with RVs on tires happen all the time. Checking your tire pressure isn't going to guarantee that you may not have a blowout, but that's another thing I think a lot of people pull off and start driving with their RV without checking tire pressure. That's something I also do before every single trip. In addition to having the tire pressure monitoring system, I just double check with the manual gauge to check and make sure that tire pressure is what it should be. So check that too. And that's all I got for y'all. If you want to see like the camping adventures and traveling stuff that I do with my RV, you can check out my Firmly Unbound YouTube channel. There will be a link down below in the comments and description for that. And until next time, live firmly unbound.